all these shoulds, shouldn'ts, do's, don'ts. The minute you put them as absolutes, in a way, you're trapping yourself. The minute you cut all these strings, then you're free. That's what remains, is only freedom. Use this time to reach out to professionals and get the help that you need.
So as we talked about the uncertainties, better and the non-better parts. So what are some of the activities that we can do at our home to feel better if we are feeling kind of low or depressed? And what are the things a person can do if they are staying alone? Like most of the people are staying away from their families. They are stuck kind of way. So what are the activities they can do?
Well, I'll start by saying that the first important thing is to get help when you have even the slightest doubt. हम लोग ऐसे सोचते हैं कि मतलब जब हमें बुखार होता है तो हम लोग 2 बार सोचते नहीं डॉक्टर के पास जाने के लिए. But sometimes when we feel that, my God, something is not feeling right, and and we are not able to understand it ourselves, right? तो उसके लिए हम लोग इतना क्यों शर्माते हैं या जो भी हैं. आजकल तो बहुत सारे प्लेटफॉर्म्स हैं, and hopefully yours is one such as well, where you can seek out help, and it doesn't always have to be expert help. Sometimes there are different degrees, right? पहला level है peer support, जो at least go out and reach out to a friend and say, hey, listen, I'm feeling a little low today. क्या हम लोग बात कर सकते हैं? Can I tell you what's on my mind? And if that's not making you feel better, then perhaps reach out to like a platform and say, hey guys, this is how I've been feeling. Is it normal? क्योंकि काफी सारे platforms पे एक तो volunteers होते हैं जिनके पास training होता है, नहीं तो experts भी होते हैं जो at least, जैसे कि मैं सुसाइड फर्स्ट रिस्पॉन्डर हूँ, मैं ऐसा नहीं हूँ कि मैं थेरेपिस्ट हूँ या एक्सपर्ट हूँ सुसाइड के बारे में, बट वी आर ट्रेन्ड इनफ के हम लोग आपका हाथ पकड़ सकते हैं फर्स्ट 24 आवर्स के लिए, सच दैट वी कैन हेल्प यू ट्रांजिशन टू गेट व्हाटएवर हेल्प यू नीड. तो ऐसे प्लेटफॉर्म्स भी होते हैं. और एंड ऑफ कोर्स देयर आर ऑलवेज लाइक therapists, psychiatrists, and today that taboo, and in fact I feel that in a way लॉकडाउन इज गुड, बिकॉज पहले तो हम लोग शर्माते थे कि डॉक्टर के क्लिनिक में जाने का और उधर वेटिंग रूम में कि कोई देखे. आई मीन जो भी है, मेरे ख्याल से ये सब तो सिर्फ फैलेसी कि हमें शर्मिंदा होना चाहिए, बट ऐसा है तो भी अब आजकल तो टेली कंसल्टेशन जो है या जूम कॉल पे काफी सारे डॉक्टर्स कंसल्ट कर रहे हैं. इफ यू हैव थॉट अबाउट इट इन योर माइंड कि एक बार मिल तो लूं और बात तो करूं, पता करूं कि क्या हो रहा है, या कोई भी ऐसा थॉट प्रोसेस है हमारे दिमाग में जो हम लोग सॉर्ट आउट नहीं कर पा रहे हैं, देयर इज नो बेटर टाइम देन टेली कॉन्फ्रेंसिंग एंड वीडियो कॉल. मेक द मोस्ट ऑफ जो जूम जो है, जो हम लोग शायद भेजा फ्राई हुए हैं उनसे, बट वी कैन यूज दैट. इट्स चेंज. use this time to reach out to professionals and get the help that you need. We don't think twice about spending money on food or a new t-shirt, jo bhi hai. Why would you not spend the money on this vehicle that has to carry us? 5 साल के बाद तो ये t-shirt हमारा साथ देने वाला नहीं है, but we have to carry this same body and mind only till the dying day now, so we may as well invest in it. Other things are, we hear so many things कि आज intermittent fasting करो, आज ये करो, pranayam करो, this, I mean, there's like everybody's telling us so many things. The fact is that the rules have remained so always know that if some celebrity is saying, if you don't do this tomorrow, your health is going to collapse, there's a good chance it's a fad. Okay, because the rules are very, very simple. They have not changed in a long time, and it does take time for science to study things such that we can establish that yes, if all of us do these things, it will help us. Okay, so the rules are basic. We need to eat simple, wholesome food. We need to have a mix of macronutrients, which is carbohydrate, protein, small amounts of fat. Our body needs regular movement. Okay, movement can be just walk outdoors. We know that our brain responds to outdoors, whatever. घर में एक पौधा balcony में लगा के उसके just to water that, take care of that, sit, read outside with little bit of sunlight. We know all these things impact our mood. We also know that having a strong community, social community, and yes, Sajal, you were talking about us being alone, but by no means do we need to be lonely. It's, and how do you become friends? I have people who've come to me, कोई भी वजह से उनके पास एक भी सहारा नहीं है. Okay, they do not have family support, they do not have friends, their own spouse is not their support. I meet people who are completely alone. And what I say to them is, the way to get a friend is to be a friend. Matlab, we have to reach out, and it's okay, you know, that somebody else may not be in a position. We must not feel offended ki, acha, I have done this much for him, so he should also give back this much. That's a fallacy. It's a, हम लोग बोलते हैं cognitive fallacy. These are all the kind of beliefs that we live, that we do this utna bhi milna. It doesn't work like that. We have to be the friend without any expectation. ऐसा सोचना चाहिए कि अच्छा, here's somebody who looks like they can need some help. Let me offer some help to them. Let me be that friend with the ear, you know, let me listen to their problem. Let me ask them about their day. Let me ask this auntie. And how we also think कि हमारा friend कैसे होना चाहिए, बिल्कुल हम जैसे ही होना चाहिए. Another fallacy. Okay, your friend can come in different packages, in different socio-economic strata, different age, different gender. The more you open your mind up, the more you allow yourself to receive love. Why are we restricting it to such a narrow? It's like, I had a client who said to me, if I'm looking for a life partner, I will not marry anybody other than somebody who less than 6 foot tall. And I'm thinking to myself, what a tragedy for her. She has effectively eliminated 95% of the wonderful men in the world. And why would you want to limit your choice so much by some silly? And is 6 foot tall man going to give her the happiness of her life? I mean, Bhagwan jane. But you know, again, I use these examples to make fun.
Yeah.
But the thing is, we are constantly boxing, right? He should be like this. He should have the same political belief as me. Otherwise, I'm not going to be his friend. Why we limit ourselves like this, right? So to be a friend, we reach out. My own closest friends, not one of them lives in this country. So yes, do I have like this fabulous girl gang to go partying with? No, I don't. They're all some beautiful people who I've met, who are sort of, they're on a similar journey as I am. We are very different. We have very different political views. We have very different personality. But we always look to each other to find the commonalities between us. You have two choices. You can either look for the common factors between us, or you can look for the differences between us. Differences to have millions. Commonality, if you there'd be at least one commonality. 100% there is, but you cannot see it if you put all the other boxes.
Yeah.
So create your own community, you know, and one can be like your running buddy, another person can be your cooking friend, one person can be your movie watching friend, when someday in the future we will be able to watch a movie. Or now you have, of course, with OTT platforms, you can watch together, right? You may not be in the same physical space, right?
Yeah. So just pointed out a fallacy, right? Where someone is ashamed of actually reaching out to the counselor in the first point, right? So that's when I want to bring in a story where so there's a automobile company, obviously I don't want to name on the this show, on this session, right? So the executive wanted to go because a psychotherapist wanted to buy the car of that company, right? So the manager asked an executive to go there, right, and demo the car, obviously. The executive said, I don't want to go there because if people see me there, though I'm there for demo, people will think I'm mentally ill. That executive didn't want to go. So this fallacy does exist. People do think like this. So what can we do to like break this kind of social stigma? I don't know like why it exists. If I have problem, I'm open to it, but not everybody is open, right? So how do we break this social stigma as maybe a friend, as a brother, as maybe a parent? How, like, the relations also differ a lot, right? I cannot treat my friend the way I treat my parents, right? So how can I help different kinds of relationships to break this social stigma that is existing right now?
The bottom line is the bottom line is that if he is a sleeping dog, meaning if he's lying in ignorance, we cannot go and kick him, wake him, and say, what we can do is we can be that person who seeks out help, who has that conversation in public, who talks about their own story. When I have had some lot of struggles in my life. In fact, as a teenager, I was suicidal myself. So when I take that story to somebody and I say, listen, this is what you can, it's not as unnatural or as and you see a person who seems to be thriving despite these sort of hurdles, and having these conversations in a public space, for me to come out and say it with absolutely no shame. I mean, I am not that 15-year-old Sandhya today. So can this story of mine help somebody? Of course. If then, why would I not tell it? And if you are going to judge me because at 15 or whatever I may have had suicidal thoughts, then my brother, it's your loss. I'm not going to, it's not my job to fan away the smoke of ignorance. But if I can touch even one life by sharing that story, then my purpose is served. So it's a tough one, Samveg. It's the line, I will just say that walk the talk, as Mahatma Gandhi says, be the change you want to see. The other thing is, कभी-कभी ना लोगों में जो डर है, उनको थोड़ा हिम्मत चाहिए. हिम्मत के लिए कभी-कभी जब हम लोग साथ देते हैं ना, कि चल, like I have said that I had a friend who had a stigma of going to therapists as well. I said, can I make the booking for you? And then he agreed. And when I said, can I come with you? That I have walked with him to that clinic and waited outside there. Very often, even from a neuroscience perspective, na, jab do jan, if you're standing at the foot of a mountain, looking at the mountain is going to look very, very steep. If I have a friend standing by my side, the mountain is going to look a lot more achievable and reachable. So if we can give that himmat, if we can give that saath, it literally, we form like between both our brains, like a neural connection. And that gives us, we feed off of each other's strengths. And we feel the task, it becomes far more surmountable in that sense. So we can do that. If you're willing to put yourself out there, be that change.
Hello everyone, so this is part of our video series, The New Normal. Make sure to hit the like button, do share it and subscribe to our channel for more updates.
Please hit the bell icon to never miss an update from Offside.life. Also, let us know in the comment section below how you felt about it. Till then, take care, stay safe.